Hi everyone, welcome to our Learning How to Crochet series. I'm Mehreen, the owner of Meher Designs, and I'm going to be showing you how to create a chain stitch, which is that stitch that you do right after you create a slip knot to cast on your yarn onto your hook. Now, if you do not already know how to cast on the yarn onto your hook using a slip stitch, I've shown two different ways in another YouTube video on our channel, and you can watch that YouTube video before starting this one. Now, the first thing I'm going to do really quick is we're going to just create that slip knot. We're going to put our hook into it and we're going to tighten it. Now, I want to note that the type of yarn that I'm using is a thicker yarn, so it's size 5 Chanel yarn, so it's that velvety texture. I use this yarn to create amigurumi pieces that you can see on our website, so that's the yarn I'm just going to show you guys how to use to create a chain stitch today. Now, the one thing to note as well, you can hold your hook on your right or your left. So if you're holding it in your left hand, you want the yarn facing your right. Or if you're holding the crochet hook in your right hand, you want the yarn facing your left. Now you can do it either way. It's your dominant hand that's holding the crochet hook. And so for me, I'm going to show you guys both ways. And depending on what's your dominant hand or whatever is easier, that is the hand that you guys can use to hold your hook. Now, the way we want to hold the hook is you want your 3 fingers and your thumb holding onto the hook. Your index is going to hold on to that slip knot so it doesn't move, because if our index isn't putting pressure on the slip knot, what happens is when you go to wrap, your slip knot's going to spin, and that's going to cause issues when creating a chain stitch. We're going to be back to 0 stitches in that case. So we're going to put our index finger on our slip knot. Then this yarn, we're going to put it on our right hand, and we're going to have the 3 fingers just close around your yarn. And the reason for this is it makes it easier to feed your yarn and control the yarn, so it's kind of just feeding through your hand. So once you have that, your index finger is just going to go under and over, and that's going to control the tension of your yarn. Now, if you have it too loose, your stitches are not going to come out too great. They're going to be very loose. But if you have it too tight, it's going to be very hard to go into your next row when you have super tight stitches. So we kind of want a medium amount of tension, so that's going to create the perfect stitch. And you can control it using your index finger. The next step that I want you guys to do once you have this is you're going to bring the yarn around the back. So we're starting here, we want to bring it around the back, still holding on to the slip knot with your index so it doesn't spin. Next, we want to grab this end of the slip knot and we want to pull it up and over. As you notice, the yarn that we've just looped around has caught onto the hook. Once it has done that, you're just going to pull the slip knot over both this yarn and that hook. And you see that loop is still on here, but the old one is down here, has created that chain stitch. So you're going to wrap around, you're going to pull up and over, and you just created another chain stitch. Now, switching hands the same way, we're going to use our 3 fingers and our thumb and hold our hook, and with our index finger, you're going to hold on to that knot, or that chain, I guess in this case. So putting our hand on that loop, you're then going to use the same 3 fingers with our left hand, bring our index up and over, and you've just controlled the yarn. Let me pull some more since we seem to have run out. And using that, we're just going to loop around, and this is around the back once again of the hook, and it's going to get caught, and you're just going to pull the one underneath over. So you're going to loop around, and you're just going to pull one and over, and you just created your chain stitches. So thank you for joining us on our YouTube video on how to create a chain stitch.